Do you know someone who's spent their entire life trying to break a bad habit, but no matter what they try, they always end up falling right back into the same old cycle? Maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's emotional eating, maybe it's procrastination, or scrolling endlessly at night, or just feeling stuck in life. Some people try strict diets, intense workout plans, motivational speeches, all kinds of programs. They give everything for a few days, sometimes even a few weeks, and then life hits them. Work, stress, family, exhaustion, and everything collapses. You've probably seen it. A person says, "This time I'm really going to change." They go all in, cutting sugar, cutting carbs, waking up at 5 a.m., going to the gym every day, and 3 weeks later they're back at square one, sometimes even worse than before because now they feel like they failed again. And maybe, if you're honest, that person has been you. But what if I told you there's a system, a simple one, that can help you break any destructive habit? Overeating, addiction, procrastination, emotional spirals, anything. And what if I told you this system isn't about discipline, intensity, or motivation? It's actually the opposite. It's built from five Japanese philosophies: Ikigai, Kaizen, Hara Hachi Bu, Wabi-sabi, and Gambaru. And together, they create a method that requires something so small. You'll think it's a joke, but it works. And today, I'm going to prove it to you with a story. The story of a man named Michael. Michael was 40, a good man, hardworking, a father, a husband, someone who tried, but life had crushed him slowly without him noticing. He weighed 142 kilos. He worked long hours in a warehouse, waking up at 5 a.m., coming home at 7 p.m., exhausted. Breakfast in the car, lunch at his desk, dinner on the couch. Weekends were pizza, beer, and survival. Not because he was lazy, but because he felt like he deserved a break from the pressure of life. His health was collapsing. Climbing stairs felt like climbing a mountain. Tying his shoes became a battle. He avoided mirrors. He avoided walks. He avoided his own life. But the worst part wasn't his body. It was something his daughter did. She stopped asking him to play, not because she didn't want to play, but because she already knew her father would say no. That silence shattered him. He had tried diets before. He had tried running. He had tried to start Monday. He had tried motivation videos. And every time he gave up until the day everything changed. One Saturday morning, his son kicked a football into the neighbor's flower bed. "Dad, can you get it?" Michael walked over, bent down, and couldn't stand back up. His legs simply couldn't lift him. His son watched. The neighbor helped him up. And that moment broke him more than anything in his life. That night, he sat on the edge of the bed and cried, not because of weight, but because he felt like he was disappearing from his own life. His wife hugged him and said softly, "You need help, Mike, real help." The next day, he called the only person he knew who'd lost weight and kept it off, a friend named Marcus. "Did you get surgery? Medicine? What did you do?" Marcus said, "I went to a doctor, but he didn't give me medicine. He gave me a philosophy." A week later, Michael was sitting in a simple, peaceful consultation room. Inside walked Dr. Teeshi Yamamoto, calm, gentle, almost monk-like. "Michael," he said, "why are you here?" Michael told him everything: the shame, the fear, the flower bed, the exhaustion, the attempts, the failures. The doctor listened silently, then asked, "How many times have you tried to change?" "Three, four, maybe more." "And how long did each attempt last?" A few weeks? Maybe 2 months? The doctor nodded. Then he said something Michael would never forget. You failed because you tried to win a 40-year battle in a few weeks. Your mind and body took 40 years to build these habits. Why do you expect to undo them instantly? Then the doctor made a strange request. Tomorrow morning, drink 1 glass of water when you wake up. That's all. For 2 weeks. Nothing else. Michael was confused. Doctor, I need to lose 50 kilos. Water won't do that. You're right, the doctor said. A glass of water won't change your body, but it will do something far more important. It will prove you can keep a promise to yourself. That night, Michael placed a glass of water beside his bed. The next morning, he drank it. Day 2, he drank it. Day 7, his brain expected it. At day 14, he returned. The doctor asked, How do you feel? Michael said, I feel silly, but I did it. I kept a promise. The doctor smiled. You've just learned Kaizen. 1% improvement every day. Then came the next step. Keep drinking your water. Now put only half the amount of food on your plate. If you're still hungry after 20 minutes, eat more. He tried. It was brutal, but he succeeded. Then came movement. Walk from your front door to your mailbox. Every morning, 20 meters. Ridiculous, but powerful. On day 3, his daughter joined him. She held his hand. She talked. She smiled. By month 2, he'd lost 8 kilos. But more importantly, he had found his reason. I want to see my kids grow up. I want to walk my daughter down the aisle. I want to feel worthy. The doctor said, That is your Ikigai, your purpose. Everything changed. Thanksgiving came. Michael overate. He felt destroyed, like he'd erased everything. The next morning, he wanted to quit. But the doctor taught him Wabi-sabi. Embrace imperfection. You didn't fail. You stumbled. A stumble isn't the end. Then he learned Gambaru, continuing even when you don't want to. He relapsed many times, Christmas, birthdays, stress, pizza, but every time he returned. His brain learned we don't quit anymore. By month 6, he'd lost 23 kilos. He played with his kids again. He said yes to walks with his wife. He came back to life. By month 9, the doctor asked, When was the last time you wanted to give up? Michael didn't know. Because you stopped trying to change and you started being someone who takes care of himself. Identity greater than motivation. The doctor drew 5 circles. Ikigai Kaizen, Hara Hachi Bu Wabi-sabi Gambaru. This isn't a weight loss method. It's a life method. A year later, his blood tests were perfect. Michael laughed when the doctor asked, What treatment are you doing? Water. By month 18, he'd lost 52 kilos. But the real victory was home. A photo on his wall, old Michael, 142 kilos, watching life from a chair. Next to it, new Michael, on the floor, playing Lego, his daughter jumping on his back, his son laughing. You came back, his wife whispered. His daughter told a friend, My dad is the most disciplined person I know. Not because he was perfect, but because she watched him keep tiny promises every day. Transformation isn't about motivation, it's about identity. And identity is built one tiny promise at a time. And now, it's your turn. You don't need a big plan. You need one tiny step, a glass of water, 1 minute of meditation, 5 push-ups, 1 page of reading. Something so small your brain won't resist it. Do it for 14 days. Then add 1 more microscopic step. Slowly, quietly, you will become a different person. Not by forcing change, but by becoming someone who keeps promises to themselves. If you're ready, comment below. with the one tiny step you'll start tomorrow, because this is where transformation begins. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. And when you stumble, because you will, don't quit. Just come back. That's where real change happens. Be present, walk with honor, and return to yourself, one tiny step at a time.